Hello everyone and welcome back. Today let us learn about the limitations of computer. Limitations means drawbacks. Everything around us have drawbacks. In the same manner, computer also have drawbacks or limitation. The first one is it has no learning power. Computer does not have learning power of its own. We need to guide the computer in every work it does. Next limitation is no decision making. Computer cannot take its own decision. To come to a conclusion, it needs to interact with the user so as to form the result. Next up is no self-intelligence. Computer does not have self-intelligence like humans. To carry out a particular function, it needs commands and instructions from the user. Last limitation is interaction. Interaction is needed. Lastly, to carry out a task, computer needs to communicate with the user in every steps. Without communication, it cannot perform a single task. Now, let's come to the next topic, which is the components of computer. Components refers to the parts from which a computer is made. The components of computer includes input-output units, central processing unit, and the memory unit. Now let us know about the first component, that is the input output unit. Input refers to taking in. Input unit is a collection of input devices. Input devices are those devices which helps the user to give in commands to the computer. Example of input devices include mouse, keyboard, touch, joystick, microphone, etc. Now let us come to output. Output means giving out. Output unit comprises of output devices. Output devices are those devices which helps the computer to give out the result of a particular command a user is requesting. Example of output devices includes monitor, printer, speaker, headphones, etc. Next is the central processing unit. The central processing unit is also known as the brain of the computer. Almost all the functions of a computer is performed by the CPU. It performs all the operations given by the computer. It is further divided into two parts, the arithmetic and the logical unit and the control unit. The arithmetic and logical unit mainly focuses on calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. and logical problems in which a particular problem is solved depending on a condition. The control unit manages the whole process of accepting the data given by the user and identifies which function is to be carried out in the data and passed on to the arithmetic and logical unit to undergo the function. Then it transfers the information given out by the arithmetic and logical unit to the storage device. Next is the memory unit. The memory unit is responsible for storing the data. It is further divided into two types, which are primary memory and secondary memory. The primary memory is used to store files temporarily, that is, it can store data for a very short period. Example may be given of RAM and ROM. The secondary memory stores data in permanent basis, meaning the data will be stored in the device until and unless the user manually deletes it. Example of secondary memory includes pen drive, hard disks, optical disks, etc.